Welcome to lesson 26 of course 2. We're going to be multiplying, dividing mixed numbers, and rewriting mixed numbers as improper fractions before we multiply or divide them. We have no new vocabulary to learn. So we're going to start out here with Sergio needing 3 lengths of ribbon 2.5 feet long to wrap packages. So how many feet of ribbon did he use? This is a what mathematics, what type of math are we going to do here? We're going to add, or we're going to subtract, we're going to divide, or we're going to multiply. We're going to multiply. We know we've got 3 lengths of ribbon that's 2.5 feet long. So we're going to take 3 times 2 1/2 to get our answer, to find out how much he used. The problem we have here is that we can't multiply 3 times a mixed number. This mixed number needs to be converted into an improper fraction. So 3 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So we have 5, and we put that 5 over our denominator of this 2. Then we bring our 3 down here, make it so we can multiply it. Now we just multiply straight across. 3 times 5 is 15, and 2 times 1 is 2. 2 goes into 15 7 times, which is 2 times 7 is 14. 15 minus that 14 leaves us a 1, and we put it over our denominator of 2. So 7.5 is how much length he used. Let me show you a couple of ways that we could do that. One way is that this is just telling us that we're going to times it by 3. The other way we can do that is that we could recognize that we need 3 of those, so we just add them all together, right? Just add 2.5 3 times. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 2 is 6. Add 2 halves together, that's another whole, so that's 7, plus our remaining half, we end up with 7.5. And that works for small numbers, but you get great big numbers, you can't do that. Great big numbers, you're going to have to come down here and convert this 2 1/2 into an improper fraction and multiply it. Once you get it multiplied, then you convert it back into a mixed number, and you get your 7.5. That's the easiest way for larger numbers. So do these two yourself. See if you can do them. Remember, you've got to convert to an improper fraction first. If you don't, you'll get the wrong answer. So on the top one, you should have taken 3 times 3, which equals 9, plus 2 is 11, and put it over your 3. Times that by 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Put that over your 2. You should have gotten that. Once you got that, those 2 improper fractions, you should have canceled that 3 with this 3 up here to make it easier. So now it's just 11. Your answer is just 11 over 2. 2 goes into 11 5 times with 1 left over. So you should have 5 1/2 should be your answer, 5 1/2. Now as you look at this one down here, this is a little bit different because you have an exponent there. That just means that it's whatever is in here times itself 2 times. So you can take 1 1/2 times 1 1/2. If this was a 3, then you do it 3 times. It'd be another times 1 1/2. So just like this, if I got a 5 and it's to the 3rd power, like that, then it's going to be 5 times 5 times 5. Same thing. Don't let the fraction throw you off. So start off, remember, convert these into improper fractions before you multiply them. See if you can solve this one yourself. You should have come up with improper fractions of 3/2 on each of those, and when you multiply those across, you should have come up with 9/4, which then converts to 2 1/4, because 4 goes into 9 2 times, which is 8, which leaves 1 left over. 9 minus 8 is 1. So there's our 1, and we put it over our denominator of 4, so our answer is 2 1/4. Find the area of a square with 2 sides 2.5 inches long. Formula for area is area equals length times width. So it tells us that our sides are 2.5 inches long, so our length is what? How long is it? It's 2.5 inches. What's our width? It's 2.5 inches. So how are we going to solve this problem? Using our formula right here. We're going to take 2.5 And we're going to times it by 2 1/2. Isn't that our formula? So area equals length times width. That is our formula. So convert those improper fractions and multiply them together, and be sure you square it. Let's see if you can do it yourself. Pause the video and do it. Okay, so when we convert these to improper fractions, we get 5 1/2. When we multiply straight across, 5 times 5 is 25. 2 times 2 is 4. Inch times inch is inch squared. So we've got that right there. And then 4 goes into 25 6 times with 1 left over. So that's 6 1/4 inches squared. Because we're doing area, whenever you have area, you're going to be squared. Everything's squared when you do area. Could you write 6 1/4 inches squared? Could you write that? Sure you could. All right. The biscuit recipe calls for 3 2/3 cups of flour. To make half a batch, Greg divided the amount of each ingredient by 2. So how many cups of flour should he use? Well, can you take, first of all, let me just ask you, can we take 3 2/3 and can we divide that by 2? Could we do this? We can't do that. That's impossible. We know that we cannot divide fractions. You just can't do it. We have to multiply. We have to multiply by reciprocal. Remember that? We've got to do that. So we take our 3 and our 2/3. We can't divide it by 2. So we're going to flip that and get the reciprocal. 2 over 1. The reciprocal is 1 over 2. There it is right there. We're going to multiply these two together. We can do that. That we can do. But before we do that, what do we have to do with this number here? Yeah, we got to convert that to an improper fraction. And then we just multiply straight across. See if you can do it. Pause the video and check. All right, when we convert 3 2/3, it becomes 11/3 because 3 times 3 is 9 plus 2 is 11. So 11 over our 3, which is our denominator, 11/3, times 1/2 equals 11/6. And then we take our 6 into our 11. It'll go 1 time. 11 minus 6 is 5. So it's 1 with 5 left over. We put that over our denominator 6. So we get our answer of 1 5/6. See if you can do this one on your own before I illustrate it for you. Okay, I'm going to take my first number, 3 1/3. I'm going to take 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So I'm going to take 10, I'm going to put it over my 3. Second one, then I'm going to put divide because I'm still dividing. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, 5 over 2. I can't divide 10/3 by 5/2. So I have to get my reciprocal of this, which is 2/5. So I'm going to take 10/3, and I'm not dividing anymore because I'm using my reciprocal. I'm now timesing it by the reciprocal of 5/2, which is 2/5. Now I'm going to multiply straight across. Before I do that, I'm going to simplify this, make that a 1, make that a 2, and I come up with 4/3. 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 1 is 1, and then 3 goes into 4 one time with 1 left over. My answer is 1 1/3. Hopefully you got the same answer too. Okay, here's your written practice. Do number 7A, number 18, and number 23. We'll see you tomorrow in class. If you have any questions, please circle them, write them down so we can discuss them in greater detail. Thank you so much.